Oh, hi, it's you. I'm so glad you're back. It's nice to see you. It's Chrissy and it's Tanner, and we're here from Common Sense Education to tell you about a tool every single Tuesday because we want to help you out and just, tell you what we've been seeing that might be good for your classroom. So, Tanner, you have something pretty exciting for us today. I am hyped.
Yes. If ever there was a tool that I would encourage you to try out while you're watching the video, because it'll do way more than I can do. And it's so simple to try. Just go to this URL. Thisissand is what it's called. Thisissand. If you look at our review page, it's kind of a strange. It looks like something a snake, like if a snake was starting to learn to speak. I don't know.
Right, like parcel mouth
Yeah.
translation, like if Google Translate had parcel mouth. Yep.
And this is a tool really for all ages, interestingly, although with some caveats that I'll get into. But there's really no other way to kind of show what this is, but to just kind of show it, which is you just have a screen, you have a cursor, and this is available on the web or on app versions, iOS or Android. And all you do is you just pour sand like from the hourglass onto the screen, and you can select.
These are the days.
You can select colors as you go.
So great.
And it's not coming across, but hopefully you're playing around with this yourself, and you can kind of hear the sand fall.
Remember those jars of sand that maybe you made in elementary school?
Yeah.
Just pour the sand in when your art teacher, who they can only afford to come in like once a week or once a month. And then you got to make a jar of sand. It's amazing.
And we talk about this in a review, but this is an interesting tool that kind of crosses like arts and SEL in an interesting way. This is so accessible, and it feels so easy to create something that, maybe isn't precise for most, but feels like you're creating something abstract and interesting that anyone can feel a little sense of accomplishment. And you can, with it, if you're really talented. Well, let me look at some of the popular here. Some people here have created some pretty neat things. Like what is this?
That is not from sand. Somebody is we got punked. That's not.
No. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary.
That is from the sand. Yeah.
There's we're in the pumpkin. You can see this. It's pumpkin.
Oh, pumpkin.
You can download people's creations. You can share them out. You can report, which in the course of our review we found was important. So that's the caveat I wanted to get to, which is that we did come across some things, I'll say, because when you finish your creation, and it does, when you're doing this, you kind of have to do a lot before you can save it and share it. Like you'll see here when I click this, it'll says keep going, so you got to kind of keep going until you can finally save it and or share it. And at that point you can enter a title and a description, or you can enter a title and your name. And, as you all know, students can be fairly clever with what.
It's not all pumpkins out there. It's
not
all pumpkins.
There are some interesting names and interesting titles of pieces, I'll say. You can also favorite. But here's something I just discovered while I was prepping for this call. Students are also, speaking to how clever students are, they're also like holding contests somehow. They're also communicating with each other.
On Thisissand?
Yes.
That's fascinating.
Let's see if I can find. Yeah, see, they're using it as a texting app. There was one where they're like, "Who's up? Who wants to talk? Just got news that I broke my finger during gym."
I mean,
yeah.
life
Hey,
will find
friends
a
and
way.
besties, anyone want to talk for a bit? So, the teachers know this. Any tool can be adapted to be used as a text messaging tool.
Pretty
um,
much.
so, we really like this it's so neat. It's instantly appealing. It is truly relaxing if you're not, certainly some might obsess over their creations and kind of feel frustrated with the lack of ability to tweak them. But, other people can create pretty amazing stuff with them. They have these nice little sound features that make it even more relaxing. It's a great thing to use, in the in-between times or at the end of a class day, just to kind of maybe chill out, relax, get your mind off something. But the moderation leaves something to be desired. So that's kind of where we came down on it in our review, is that it's super neat. I think you'll find it instantly appealing, but be aware students can get up to some business on it. Or, there may be some outright offensive stuff. There is that report feature, which we'd encourage you to use, but definitely one to check out, even for your own purposes.
Yeah, in between classes, just for a second. Yeah, I could see that. And even, this might be a stretch, but maybe there are sort of academic applications like topography. I don't know. There may be some interesting things, or even just about the process if you wanted to get into some, I don't know, some metacognition around it or meta experience, but maybe it's also just chill out for a second.
Yeah, and you can totally see art teachers taking this tool and then sort of showing art out in the world, or famous artists or art periods that sort of have a similar sort of aesthetic or sensibility to them, right? Like, that's a clear connection that could be really neat. Have students create something with the Thisissand and then show them like art that's in galleries that is very similar.
Yeah, very true. And of course, it's totally free.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Wait, there are in-app purchases. I couldn't tell you offhand what they are. I don't recall, but if you download the app version, there are some in-app purchases that are totally optional. Like,
yeah,
not necessary.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thanks, Tanner. And make sure that you subscribe, tell your friends, come back every Tuesday. And then, of course, come visit us at Common Sense Education to check out all of our other resources. And hopefully, if we don't have what you need, tell us and we will get on it, because that's what we want to do. So thank you very much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you again soon.